The second stop of the Monster Jam Racing Series would be Reliance Stadium in Houston, where a sold-out crowd would be treated to a world-class 16-truck field. All eyes would soon be on young Adam Anderson.
Once I was in the hospital up there, and that was the first comment that he made, is he goes, "I'll drive your truck for you, Dad." You know, I wasn't sure if he was really serious, sincere, or was, you know, he was just joking around or what. But then I talked about it with Mike Wales, and we kind of figured that, hey, that would be a good deal because I think he's ready.
He's had a good year now driving Taz under his belt. Did a whole first quarter and all summer, and then did 4 months in Europe. And you could tell from when he first started driving Taz and Mini last year, when he went out and rolled over in the first turn, to where he is now, he's learned a lot and he's gotten a lot better. Our steering wheel and our rear steer handle are on sliders and adjustments, so you can adjust them up and down. We had to move the steering wheel up and slide it back some more because his arms are a lot shorter than Dennis's. And we had to move the pedals back so he could reach them. And we moved the radio so he could switch lanes on the RI radio. And that's pretty much it. We didn't really change. He wants to drive it the way we had it set up to begin with.
I'm more nervous for him driving my stuff in front of my fans than he's probably going to be. I'm sure he's going to be nervous, but I mean, I'm not kidding you. I'm going to get butterflies. I already know it. I've already got some boiling right now, just thinking about, you know, what he's got to do. He's committed to a big set of shoes there, but he is a good driver, and I hope he can do it at ease without all this anxiety and pressure and all that.
I'm really on Adam's side, and not when I'm racing him, but every other time I hope he steps up to the plate and hits a home run, because he's a good dude. He's been in the sport for, you know, since he was born. You know, he's got to jump on everybody. So I know a lot of people probably think he's pretty young to be stepping in his old man's shoes, but heck, he's been in his old man's shoes, or been watching him for years, so I think he's ready. Just anxious to see what happens.
When he come out for qualifying, it was basically his first competitive pass in it, qualified #1. He did a very excellent job, and we all knew he could do good, but in the back of our mind, we were wondering if, okay, is he going to be able to handle the pressure, having Daddy there coaching him along and being able to live up to the name, but he did a really good job.
No chemistry issues really here with Adam. He and Dustin Brown very close, almost like brothers anyway, so his crew chief's already a good friend, and they communicate well.
And again, Adam picked up the gas very early, just like Mintz did, and it shows right here. He's going to beat Mintz's time by 1/10 of a second, 16.40. Guess what? He might be nervous, but you're right. That guy is a driver. They put him in an excellent piece of equipment, and he just proved that he can drive with the best of them.
Proud father Dennis Anderson would be the first person to congratulate Adam on being fast qualifier.
He had a lot of pressure because he didn't know the truck. He didn't know how it was going to react. He didn't know how he was supposed to drive it compared to his truck. It's a lot wider. It works a lot different than his Taz truck. And once he's got it down now. He did good in racing. He's a natural. You could put him in any truck, and he'd do a really good job.
Other drivers wouldn't be quite as lucky as Anderson.
I had a few things happen at the pit party that gave me indications that I might have problems with my transmission, and I didn't react and just changed it.
Oh, something wrong with Jimmy's truck right off the bat. The Avenger just not making a move.
When I hammered it, it was like having a stick shift with a bad clutch. It just zinged the motor and barely went anywhere. So I had to pull back on the motor to get it to get momentum. I got to that point and I said, well, it still moves. I better pull it outside, change the trans, and be ready for freestyle. That's pretty much what I did.
The Avenger crew packed up the toolbox and headed to the outside pit area, determined to get the truck back on the track for freestyle. Round 1 of racing in Houston would see other veteran drivers struggling as well.
the racing didn't go well for me. I went out first round, and I think more of my driving ability in my truck didn't go out first round. I was very upset.
How about that? Van Horn pulls Cretin off the line. We talk about that Bounty Hunter power. T-Max has a 2-truck length lead heading to the final turn.
Yeah, Cretin really in a lot of trouble. Thin bicycle that has to get out of the throttle again. The truck just never really reacted. I wonder if he's spinning the tire.
I had a faster rear steering down in Houston, and it had my timing all off. So decided to go back to my old faithful rear steering, and it's been good ever since.
Fast qualifier Adam Anderson and Gravedigger would fall victim to mechanical problems as well.
The blower belt broke, which wasn't his fault. It's just one of them fluke things that never really happens. I've been here 2 years, and it's the first time it's happened. Dennis has had it happen before, but it's not a common thing that breaks all the time.
They're even into the first turn. Now Adam Anderson cracks the whip, but Belhan is not going away. They'll come to the final turn, dead even. Gravedigger and Escalade, and a problem for Adam Anderson. The victory goes to George Belhan and an Escalade.
Very seldom do we break blower belts, but, you know, if it was a mechanical failure like that, we couldn't help it. It didn't happen. There was a really good excuse for him not winning, so, you know, I was all good with that because we knew he had himself covered before that went down, so I was all right with that.
We either had the blower belt too tight, it was fatigue, which I don't believe it was fatigue because the belt was brand new before we went to Minneapolis. And we don't really know. Sometimes you get a rock thrown in it and it'll jam it up and break it, but it just looked like somebody took it and tore it apart, which is very uncommon.
With everything brand new like that, something's bound to happen. Everything's new. Hadn't even they ran out in the field one time. Dad did before he went to Mini before he broke his shoulder, and that was about it.
After several rounds of eliminations, the racing field had been narrowed to 2. Iron Outlaw and Maximum Destruction would line up for the championship race.
You know, he's tough, no doubt about it. He's won a lot of races, but I'm 3-0 against him, and I'm real proud of that. He's got a lot to go before he's ready to beat me.
He's got my number right now. It seems like when I race him, I got to really prepare mentally, just calm down and do my thing.
Tom is already pulled in by a truck length.
He was late at the starting line. Of all times, we're limited to be late.
And he's not turning well at all. He's almost off the course. I think the pressure maybe gets to Lindsey Little, and there's a 5-second penalty for the turning pole. Totally done.
Man, that lane was so slick. You know, I got off to the left, and then I overcompensated and got me over to the right into a pole. And my only saving grace was hoping he did a mistake. And Tom's such a smooth operator that it's very rare that he makes a mistake. And, you know, I watched him, you know, fly off and get the win. And you just got to sit in your truck and, you know, wonder how you could let something so close slip away. It's something to go that many rounds in racing. You know, you're so motivated and pumped. And then the last second, it all gets ripped away from you. So it's hard on you, but you really learn. You know, you really got to sit there and watch him accept his trophy and get all the glory, and let that be a motivator next time to come out and take that away from him.
Tom Meents would claim the racing victory in Houston. But the celebration would be short-lived when a brake problem was discovered while parking the truck before freestyle.
It goes right to the floor. Got fluid in both things. Get it outside.
With the freestyle competition about to begin, the Maximum Destruction team quickly drives the truck out to the pits to begin the needed repairs. With the track cleared, it was now time for Monster Jam Freestyle in Reliance Stadium. Suffering transmission problems in racing, the Avenger team was frantically working in the pit area.
And you got to just start unbolting all the stuff. And there's so much safety equipment, trans blankets, safety shields, guards. And then there's a lot of bolts that hold it in. You know, 6 bolts on the converter, 6 bolts on the transmitter, a bunch of bolts at the back. You just got to, my crew's pretty oiled. pretty well-oiled machine. We know what to do and get one guy on each side and one guy jumping back and forth. We have a little winch that we put up in the top of the chassis that we hook to the trans so we don't have to manually like lift it out. We can lower it down and slide it out and slide the new one in. Well, the three of us kicked it out pretty fast. But I mean, it took just about every bit of time from when I was done with my qualifying pass and I pulled it outside to right before freestyle started. I kind of ripped around, did some good jumps, what I thought were pretty cool. They put that van stack on top of the tabletop, and I cleared that. And I mean, I was just having a really good time out there. And I'd seen the clock was at 20-some seconds, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to be doing a donut for at least 20 seconds, so let's get into it. So I went the one way and high-sided a little bit, and I said, well, that's not the way I like to do it anyway. I want to turn it the other way. And I had too much forward momentum. If I would have slowed myself down and started into my circle and then hammered on the throttle, I would have been awesome. Down it went, and there went my chances of a Houston donut, or Cyclone, so, you know, there's always next time.
Brakes are extremely hot right now, going hard into corners, so we're trying to bleed the brake system off, get it so it'll actually stop good.
The crew fixed the truck, but it wouldn't stay that way for long.
I think I got a little too aggressive too early and actually broke both the rear axle shafts. And that immediately just relegated me to front-wheel drive only. From that point, it just got worse. I broke another one. I was down to one-wheel drive. Trying to make the best of it, but it didn't work out.
He rolls it over just as the clock goes to 0. That's 5. Oh, a little fire blazing.
That's scary right there.
Get him out of there.
Must have been the overflow from the transmission when it's upside down, squirting out, and just too close to the header, had it routed wrong, and just caught on fire.
With maximum destruction earning a score of 27, the door was left open for Gravedigger to steal the freestyle victory, but only if the crew could fix the broken blower belt in time.
Take this line off right here. Just take it all the way off. It's gonna leak like a sieve. Hold on to it. Adam, give me a pry bar, would you? Yeah. This has got to go on the bottom. Here's the other one right here. They going in, Cliff? Hey, we gotta go. We had to take all the steering pump off, take the fuel pump out, take all the steering stuff loose, loosen the idler pulley, slide the new belt up in, and tighten it all back together. She's running, and it should be good to go for freestyle.
With the repairs complete and the legions of Gravedigger fans on their feet, young Adam Anderson pulled to the track for his first freestyle ever in the truck made famous by his legendary father.
Dustin and them busted the butt to go out there and get the truck going again for freestyle. We had a good time. I had an awesome time out there in Dad's truck.
And there's how you air one out.
Went out and done a very good job in freestyle. It was one of the, so far it's been one of the better freestyles of the year.
He's watched it enough. He used to tell me when they were little kids that, you know, Dad, if you just slow down a little bit, you're beating them, you know, you're tearing your truck all apart and da-da-da-da-da, and you could do a lot better. So they watch me make mistake after mistake after mistake. So I think that he can probably pick up the program a little quicker than I did.
Adam tore up the track in Houston until a flat tire sent him off the track and caused officials to shut the truck down. However, Adam was not finished yet.
Fire back up.
With his father and crew chief cheering him on, Adam ended the freestyle in true Gravedigger fashion, earning him a standing ovation as well as the freestyle victory.
I really truly believe that if my truck wouldn't have broke, I would have won freestyle. I have to be a good 30% better than Gravedigger to beat them with the fans that they have, absolutely. And I think I wasn't near 30% better. I think I was a little better, but not enough to pull off the win.
After Houston, he said he was really proud. You know, it made me feel good riding in the truck with him down the road and seeing, you know, he was calling everybody and saying, you know what, Adam did an awesome job and stuff. It gave me goosebumps sitting back there in the sleep and listening to Dad. He thought I was sleeping back there, and he actually was proud of me. It was really cool.
Adam Anderson seems poised to carry the family name atop the monster truck industry for years to come.